Hello, Huskies, and welcome back to another edition of the Talk a Latte podcast. My name is Jamie, and I am your host. Today's topic on the podcast, I feel like, is a very important one because we have a great group of people with us as guests, for one, but also this is an organization that is very popular, especially amongst our international students on campus. So today we will be talking about the Graduate Student Government, also known as GSG, and I am joined with three lovely people here with me. So if our special guests could introduce themselves. What's your major? Where are you from? And what's your involvement with GSG like?
Hey, my name is Purity Angwini. I represent the College of Business, Engineering Management.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria. I'm a biomedical engineer, PhD candidate. That's what I remember to say. You're a candidate.
Yes.
And I've been in GSG for the past 2 years almost. And my current role is the GSG social chair. So I'm here to cheer up all our students.
Yes.
And I'm Lauren. I am a PhD candidate in the Applied Cognitive Science and Human Factors program. And this is actually my second term serving as GSG president, but I have been involved in GSG for the entire time I've been in grad school here at Tech.
Awesome. Exciting. And thank you all for joining me today. As you know, and everyone that's probably listening, a majority of our international students that we have are made up of graduate students. And so I know a lot of them are actively involved with GSG as well. So, but for some of our new students that might be coming in that don't really know what GSG is, but that acronym's being thrown around, what does GSG do? What are your plans? What are some social events? I know, Victoria, you're social chair. What do you guys do?
So GSG's main purpose is to serve as a body for advocating, enriching the lives of graduate students, and also providing community. So those are our three main tenets: advocacy, enrichment, and community. So we just basically advocate for all graduate students. The graduate student government has representatives in many different committees and administrative bodies across campus, and so we are the information highway for graduate students.
Awesome. And in terms of social events, I know we'll talk more about those deeper further in this episode, but in terms of you, Victoria, what are some of the social interactions that we see between GSG and the graduate students?
So I feel like the social events are the most popular events on campus. We welcome our grad students and most of our international students with our traditional orientation picnic. This past orientation picnic was at Children's and Ladders, and it was really, really fun. And then we have other like social events like the First Friday social, with like serves also as a way to socialize. But we also have like different type of social events. It's not just like gatherings. We are currently having our traditional fall color tour. This is happening this Saturday as we're like speaking now. And we're gonna give a tour to grad students and also their families, because their families are also invited if they want to go to a tour to the Keweenaw Peninsula to observe all the colors changing in the fall, which is like something really beautiful to see if you are not familiar with it. But we also have like Halloween party. We have our traditional winter carnival event, and we want to do also something like that. But other than that, I'm just here as the social chair, but we also have like other type of events. We have the research and the professional development chairs that are not here, but they also have like other type of events that serve us to socialize for, and that serve mostly the professional and serves for the students.
Also, like to add on what Vicky is talking about, the social events, given that me and Vicky were in the social committee and we don't have any other committee member, I can talk on behalf of them. So as Vicky mentioned, we have research and we have research activities that are coming up soon. Like we have the 3MT competition, which is coming up, I think, November 4th.
November 4th.
Yeah, and there's money for grabs. Like the first runners are going to get like 300, and then the second 200, then the third, people's choice is 100. Then for the winner, will also be able to be funded to go to compete on a global area. So,
and for those who are not familiar with this, what 3-minute thesis is, so this is an event that we asked our grad students that are currently doing a thesis to summarize their thesis in like just 3 minutes. They have the opportunity to present it to a jury with just one slide, and they have to present the research in a very easy way so everybody can understand. So this is a competition, and they have 3 minutes and just one slide, and they have to do their best to make people to understand what the research is about. So we're accepting registrations right now for this event.
Awesome.
Can you imagine presenting your whole research in just
3 minutes
with one slide?
Yes.
And it was tough.
Yeah, that's exciting though, and it's cool to see that you guys have events that are spanning more on like the research or academic side, as well as those fun events like you mentioned with the fall color tour and things like that. So obviously we don't know who's listening to this podcast right now. It might be other graduate students that aren't domestic, but we know a lot of our international students listen. And so from a GSG perspective, are there any specific, resources that you have available or events that are tailored specifically to international graduate students?
So as an advocacy body, our goal is to serve all graduate students. So we do not have any programs that are targeted specifically at international students, but we do collaborate with international students to put on more cultural events. So the International Food Festival that gets put on every year, GSG gives some money to that and also provides support to students putting that on, as well as support for the International Parade that happens every year. So we're more involved in the traditional cultural events, but we don't have anything that's specifically for international.
Yeah, it's for everyone. Whether you're international, you're a domestic student, you're a graduate student. So you get to participate in all activities.
And we have all type of activities. And for example, for 3-minute thesis or GRC, we also have like the professional development committee that they organize events that will help them to prepare for these type of events.
Okay.
Like professional workshops. We partner with career services to come in, career guys to come and talk to students about how they can prepare for interviews, how to do their resumes, and
Okay, so a lot of collaboration and advocacy all around the board. So for a student that, might have ideas or, if you're asking for feedback on certain topics or certain events, where can a student go or how can a student become involved in GSG? Can they just join? Do they need to attend a meeting first? What's the process for that?
So GSG is an elective body. We have representatives from every department on campus. And so if you want to be a member of GSG, you do need to be elected into that body. However, our meetings are entirely open to the public and anyone is allowed to attend. And as far as gathering feedback, yes, our meetings are open, but me as president, I have opened sort of my email inbox and I've tried to make it very clear that any sort of issue where no one knows where to take this issue or what next steps need to happen can come to me with that problem, and I have helped several international students work through things on a more one-on-one basis.
Right, awesome. And Purity, since you are like the representative of the College of Business, what does your role look specifically like in that regard?
Okay, my role as a GSG representative under the School of Business, the first one is to act as a representative for the College of Business, and then the second one as a representative is to attend the bi-weekly meetings that we normally have, because those ones normally impact how my constituents are going to get things like travel grants. So I have to be in good standing by attending those meetings, and at the same time I have to participate in committees. Like I mentioned earlier that I'm in the social committee. So there are so many other committees that graduate representatives from different departments can join. We have the research, the public relations, professional development. So those are some of the committees that graduate representatives can join. So that's basically my role.
Awesome. I know a lot of students coming in. Obviously, GSG is a great resource for them, and there's a lot of outreach clearly that's being done and advocating for these graduate students. So, if a student ever wants to give back and maybe they do want to join GSG into those elected positions, what's the process for that?
So we hold general representative elections at the end of every spring term. That is when our changeover happens. GSG representatives are not term limited, so as long as they continue to want to serve in GSG, they're allowed to rerun for their department election as many times as they like. Oftentimes we will have mid-semester openings because a graduate student needs to go away for an internship or finds that their workload gets too much for them to be able to properly contribute to GSG's efforts, in which then we will have sort of a mid-semester election.
Yeah,
So
to add on what you are saying, like for example, I will be graduating this fall, so that means I'll have to conduct an election to have another representative come in for the College of Business. So we do have those kind of mid-term elections for representatives.
And the representatives, like the way it works is like each department decides how to elect their own reps. So this will vary like department to department because each department is a new world.
Right. Yeah, exactly. A lot of different expectations there. And obviously, you know, we've already touched on this with events, but I just want to go a little bit further into some of these opportunities throughout the year that you guys have. I know you already mentioned the 3MT and GRC, but another one is the Summer Softball League. So do you want to tell me a little bit about that one?
Sure, yeah. So that's also another way to get involved into GSG because the softball coordinator is not actually a rep. Like we elect like we choose someone. Like someone can like apply for this position and then they will be elected to run this. They have to organize the whole event. So this is a way that students, if they want to like be part, they can like do it. And then we have the softball league during the whole summer. Like there are like some traditional teams that they compete every year. And then at the end, during the finals, we have a softball picnic where ourselves, like where we as a social committee, we prepare burgers, we grill them in the softball field while like the games are running and like families are there, and it's a very nice way also to like close this, give a closure to this event.
Yes.
This summer we had a really
I feel like I'm cursed. Since I started my term, I've been having rain in every of my events.
I was watching games that day, and another thing too that I have to point out, and I'm making eye contact with her right now, so she knows it's coming. But we always have to shout out our producer Farida in mostly every episode. I've been slacking recently, but Farida, word on the street is you are a softball league legend now. So what are your thoughts on the GSG Summer Softball League? Did you enjoy the experience?
I don't know about being a legend.
but you did play, right?
I did play. It was interesting. It was my first time playing, and then it was interesting. And Jamie showed up to cheer me on.
I was like a proud mother in the stands. Like she was up to bat, and I'm just like with my phone. You got it, sweetie.
I played on my first summer here, so we gather. So I'm from Argentina, so we gather with all the Latin American students. We all gather like and we made a team. And softball is not a very popular team. I don't know about other countries in Latin America, but in Argentina especially, it's not like. So this was my first time. I hit the ball sometimes, and I had to like hard time like understanding the game. But I went there. We just had fun.
Exactly.
We didn't care about winning or not. Like there are some teams that are really, really focused on winning. But if you just want to go and have fun, and learn how to play, and have fun, and you're like, this is a place to do this.
Yeah.
Actually, for that one, you don't actually need to know how to play. You just have to go and network, have fun. You know, you have to know how to play.
Yeah, that reminds me in the summer here, like growing up, there's like a soccer league, and you just see a bunch of little kids, like 6 years old, just in the field picking flowers while the game's going on. And I'm like, see, as long as you're having fun, that's what matters. But yeah, definitely check that out next summer because it is a fun time to play, to watch. It's just a great thing going there.
With rain, we still had a good time.
Exactly.
We prepared the tent just in time to be all under the tent, waiting until the rain stopped, and then we could start preparing the burgers.
Yes.
One of the best things about the Summer Softball League, in my opinion, is that it's not just for graduate students. We have a lot of graduate students who invite their spouses to play. A lot of graduate students play softball with their advisors. So this is just a really great opportunity for some just community building between the actual community and then the graduate students.
Right.
So think about it.
Yeah, we had.
Shout out to Casey. He is our IPS staff member. He tried to get me to join his team. Farida took my place, so I hope she does that again next year. But maybe I'll try it out one time. I don't know. I'd be having fun at least. I don't know if I'd be any good. But another event that you mentioned briefly was the First Friday Social. So what is the First Friday Social?
So First Friday Social, it's an event, just a gathering that it happens every first Friday of the month. So this is kind of like an event that was recurring, like I think each organization organized like a First Friday, and then I don't know why, like some people like stopped, but we as GSG, we kept this tradition of having like the First Friday Social in September. We may have to change the name. It's called First Friday Social because it's the first Friday of the month. And in this event, it's just like it's also open for faculty and staff to join. So we invite. This year we had the provost, like the grad school. We had the IPS members. We also invite department chairs. Like all the students are welcome to join, and we enjoy really good food.
Yeah, that's another great event. And like you said, bringing community, right? There's a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life, and everyone just gathers together and has fun. So I like the First Friday Social as well. And I know, Purity, you touched a little bit on collaborating with like career services for your professional development type of events. Are there any other groups that you ever collaborate with regarding events, whether that's other student organizations or departments on campus?
So we've collaborated with the library several times, as well as with the Writing Center. Anytime there is a workshop that involves making a CV or a resume or just writing your thesis or your dissertation and other kinds of reports, we have collaborated with the Writing Center several times.
Awesome.
And even the library, I think it plays a major role, especially giving us a space for holding events. Like, for example, we have this event coming up, the professional development. Is it on 22nd October this month?
Yes, the Hello to Hired.
Yeah, that one. So it will be held in the library from around 4, I think, to 6 p.m. Yeah, so the library is giving us that space to hold that event.
This is the one that we're bringing a speaker.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we're gonna bring a speaker that specializes on like speaking skills, because that's the focus that our current professional development chair wants to give to this committee during this term. She created this. What does she call it? Like Husky? No, it is Husky Gym. I think it's called like a speaking gym. Speaking gym.
Yeah.
So she believes that people need a place where they can like learn how to speak, because it's a skill that you can develop. So
Right.
yeah.
Although the most recent, the most upcoming Hello to Hired event will be long past by the time this episode airs, this is going to be a recurring series throughout the year. So keep an eye out for other events in the Hello to Hired series that gets.
Definitely, that's awesome. And speaking of which, if a student is interested in joining some of these events, where can they find this information on upcoming events and just general information?
Everything can be found on our social media. So we are very active on Instagram, as well as we now have a GSG LinkedIn. So if you would like to connect with us there, as well as our website, we post events there. But the most effective way that we communicate with students is all department representatives send out our weekly newsletter, which has information about all of the initiatives that we have going on, as well as the events that are happening.
Awesome.
And possibly when they will be listening to this, what I try to put across is that those newsletters have a lot of events that we normally arrange and put all together. So most of the students, sometimes they don't read through that email. So you might find that I'm attending a particular event and I ask someone, oh, are you attending this event? And they're like, which event? So they don't know whether that event is done. I'm like, I sent it in the email. Please check emails.
Yeah.
Because we put everything in that newsletter in a simple, precise way. You know, like, I even mentioned we have this and this in this newsletter. Please check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why we made this podcast, because we know people don't read emails. So maybe they can listen to the information.
We are expanding our ways to reach people. Like now we are like actively working with, what is the name? The Lot? So The Lot is a newsletter and it's free. So they have been like reaching out and we're advertising events through that newsletter. And then we also have our posters. We try to have our posters and our flyers in the mob, in the TVs and in the library, and then we also ask the departmental representatives to put them on their own departments, because each department has a space where they can like promote these events.
Yeah.
So the flyers don't get lost in like a wall full of flyers.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Even sometimes you can find this kind of information ending up in the student scoop. So I think there's that student scoop that is normally sent out on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Yeah, some of those events.
Yeah, and we don't only share like flyers from our own events. Like other organizations also can like request to this space to promote, and we also share their like surveys or stuff that we want to like ask to students.
Awesome. And as a GSG body as well, kind of switching gears a little bit now to student life, what are some of the common concerns or issues that you see amongst the graduate student community that maybe that's where you step in to advocate for these students?
So one of the biggest barriers that I feel that graduate students, at least on this campus, interact with is the ability to travel. So we have a lot of both domestic and international students who come here without vehicles because it is a very small campus, parking is very limited, and so a lot of people elect to leave their vehicles elsewhere or just do not have access to one. And so getting around the Keweenaw can be very, very difficult, especially in the wintertime when sort of pedestrian avenues start to vanish in lieu of the weather. So getting around, getting to the grocery store, getting access to buying clothes and shoes and things like that. So that's a big struggle. And then jumping off of that, the weather itself. A lot of students come here and are very unprepared for just the sheer amount of snowfall that occurs. And there is a lot of community infrastructure. The local municipalities do a great job of keeping the roads clear, but it can still be a big challenge to find, a wardrobe that allows you to go from building to building.
Yeah, and again, a shameless plug into season 1. We do have a culture shock episode as well, so check that out, because I know that is a huge topic, as the weather, as everyone could probably attest to. Even me, I've lived here my whole life, and I still complain when it starts snowing. So
They only tell us, like it's cold, but they don't tell you how cold it gets.
Actually, I think they do. You just don't think it can get that cold.
Right, yeah.
I think what 5 degrees Fahrenheit feels like, and then you experience it.
Yes.
It is a very unique experience.
Yes. And I think my favorite thing about this area, too, is it could be a temperature that you're like, okay, that's not that bad. But the wind, it's like, it would be warm if it wasn't for the wind. That's like my favorite phrase to go by here.
If you embrace the winter and you dress well, you survive. So
Yes. Embrace it. Yes.
Embrace the snow. Try to accept positive mind.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Get frustrated.
Yeah, exactly. And looking into the future now as well, are there any upcoming events or anything in the works that GSG wants to enact in the future or want to put out there for the campus community?
Oh yeah, the close one is the fall color trip, which Vicky can talk more about.
Yeah, I already mentioned a little bit about that, but I'm really excited about it because as I said before, like every year we try to have like a different route. This year, like our main place to see the colors will be Broadway Mountain, and we also collaborate with Mount Ripley. So Mount Ripley, it's like, I don't know if like our audience knows what Mount Ripley is, but this is a mountain that is close to campus where you can go ski during the winter, but during the fall they have fall color tours and they have like chairlift. So we're gonna provide to the riders in our tour with a chairlift for free. And yeah, that's our event. I'm also thinking, because I think like with 3 weeks ahead, our Halloween party that is gonna be in Grad Commons. Oh, we forgot to mention that we have Grad Commons.
Oh, yes.
That's another reason.
What is the Grad Commons?
So the Grad Commons is at 207 East Street. It is and I get issues about what color this is, olive or tan or red roof. So yes, it is just across the street from campus. It is open from 6 a.m. to midnight, and all graduate students have tap access.
Oh, okay.
There's a coffee bar that you can use, as well as sort of like a little lounge area with couches and a television. And we do have a meeting space where if you want to have an in-person meeting, we have room for that. We also have a lactation room for mothers who need to breastfeed. And then we also have a Zen space where people can go to relax and do a little bit of yoga.
So that's where we usually have the first Friday social in our backyard of Grad Commons. This year we had to move it because we had like rain.
The weather again.
So cold. I think that week it was around like 40, between 40 and 50. So we thought like, no, this is too cold. It might rain. So we had to move it to the mob.
Yeah.
And it was still a really nice venue. The people from the mob were so understanding with us. They provide us a space. So we're gonna use this resource for like future. So
yes,
we do have like events there. And then for the spring, like some social events for the spring. One event that we're thinking of, because we're thinking about that, will be the pottery event, where we have gather grad students and they paint their own pottery, and then we take care of the heating part.
Yeah,
so
the kiln.
to cure the piece, and then they can bring their own piece home. There's also Winter Carnival. We haven't thought about what to do during Winter Carnival, but in previous years we had, like, for example, cookies and hot cocoa at Grad Commons. And last year we had also the skate night event. Like, it was neon skate.
Oh,
Ice skating.
oh, okay, cool.
Ice skating events.
Yeah.
Yeah, which are like very, very fun events that look forward for the spring too.
Yeah.
I do believe that this year we're going to try to do an entry into the statue building.
Oh,
We've
awesome.
not participated in that in the past.
Yeah.
This year we're going to try.
That's always a lot of fun, yeah. And like you said, embrace the winter, because it's going to be here whether you want it to or not. And in closing, as...
Mostly indoor events.
Yeah, no, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're thinking mostly indoor events because of the winter.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you guys are here in GSG as GSG members, and you kind of know the ropes of graduate school life. So what would be your advice to an incoming graduate student that's unsure of what to expect or unsure of where to go when they need help? What would you advise them?
Find a community. Graduate school can be extremely isolating, especially when you get bogged down in your work. And so it's extremely important to not isolate yourself and find people within your department or within your cultural identity to just meet with and, experience joy and community and not have to worry so much about what your work is going like right now. So find a community, find people that can support you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add on what Laureen is talking about is, for you to find community, you need to do good time management. You have to arrange yourself so that you have time for social life and for your academic work. So basically time management.
And we try to organize our events in times that we know grad students will show up, so they can like have that double life, like research life and then like their social, because. And we actually are thinking about like an event. We've been talking with the professional development chair to have a mindfulness event too, where we're gonna do yoga. Like we're still like organizing it, but if it has like good success, maybe in the future we can have recurring this event, because that is something that it's very important in grad school. Try to keep up that work-life balance.
Yes,
so
definitely.
My advice for like incoming international students is to go to these social events. I met most of my friends in this type of events. Mostly when you are like just new and you don't know, like just put yourselves out there. Speak with people, like you will find your group and your like family here. This like the people you meet here, it's gonna turn into your second family, I think.
Definitely.
Particularly in the spring when it is so cold and depressing, finding a community is a good thing, and trying to participate in activities that are much fun is better.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys for being here and giving our expertise on graduate student government, and thank you for all that you do for our graduate students. Yes.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yes, thank you. And be sure to reach out to GSG. They are a great resource. They're here to help, advocate, support. And we will see you next time for another episode of the Talk a Latte podcast.
This has been an IPS production with Michigan Tech University. If you would like to be featured in a future episode, reach out to us at ips@mtu.edu or come to our office in the administration building. Bye!